wills to delve into urgent. And 6 feet underground, might as well be 6,000. Don't go crazy, like get lost in a gutter, baby. 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 Lost in a gutter, baby.
I forgot to turn my mic on. Hey, everybody. Thank you, Real Long Shot, for letting me know I didn't have my mic on. Yeah, I'm pretty good at this. It's been a while, I have to admit. We are back to the Low Fantasy Gaming in another Midlands vignette. This is number 8, and we are going all the way back to number 2, where we had 2 players. What the heck is this? Oh, there's something showing up there. Interesting. Anyway, we had 2 players that showed up for number 2, and we learned about Alatar's tower. Like I always say, you can't have a game without players. Let's meet the players. First up, it looks like we've got a returning champion, Robert, otherwise known as Nolabert. Why don't you introduce yourself and say something about your character, Robert?
Hey everybody, I'm Robert, also known as Nolabert, and I'm playing Vignaal, who is a Vernari barbarian. From the north. I don't remember exactly the details from when we did that first session. I thought I'd written that down, but I didn't. But I know it was something having to do with heading down to Northgate. I decided I would make my livelihood down there, and had some adventures down there, and currently involved in this adventure.
I think we decided that you left with some trouble.
Yeah, something having to do. I just couldn't remember the specifics associated with that trouble. What that trouble was.
All right, Real Long Shot. We're going to tell you to go over to the YouTube, Mr. Gamer, the Gamerhood channel, and watch all of the vignettes and collate all the information about. No, I'm just kidding, buddy. We'll figure it out, Robert. Nothing to worry about. Next up is Elliot.
Yo, I'm Elliot. I am playing Dirk, who's our Gosen. And from what I remember, basically he was kind of passing himself off as a thief. There was music that all of a sudden kicked off in my headphones, and it completely threw me off. I was like, did I just click something? What happened?
No distractions. Do not be distracted, Elliot.
So he was trying to pass himself off as a thief, and he was kind of looking for something, but there was something a little strange about him, and we found that out once he cast a spell in the last game.
Yeah, so do you want to do a recap of what happened for this particular story? I should say to all you people who might be watching or watching later, the vignettes are really non-linear, and they're not in chronological order necessarily. We've seen Vignaal when he was younger, we've seen him when he was older, and then we've seen present day stories in Northgate with other characters. At some point, we'll figure out where all those things are, but at this point we're really kind of tapping into Savage Sword of Conan type feel, and allowing it to just come in whenever, because they used to just bring any authors whenever they needed to tell stories and just let it go. Even in the Conan comics, they would do that as well. So we're kind of just taking that as inspiration and hopefully getting some games in when we can. Exactly, Real Long Shot, like the original Conan short stories is kind of our huge inspiration. And Vignaal is our Conan-esque character, I think, wouldn't you say, Robert?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to describe it.
And
when you were describing jumping around in terms of time, I was thinking the same thing as the real long shot.
Yeah, so I don't think there's anything wrong with it, because as long as we're having fun, it must be fun. All right, go ahead, Robert, if you want to, and then I'll fill in any additional details, because I actually listened to the entire Vignettes number 2 today, so I'm on top of this shit, people. Go ahead.
Yeah, so from my notes, from what we did, we started out in Magda's larder, and this is where I met Dirk. I think I learned from Dirk, he's the one that had the knowledge about a wizard who might be tied to the Flying Eye, which was what? That was was that the very first game that we had done?
It was Vignette number 1.
Yeah, so I had fought these wolves, right? I was attacked by wolves, and then there was this
uncharacteristically aggressive wolves.
Yeah, I tried to scare them off with fire. They didn't seem to be bothered by that. And then there was some kind of weird bat creature, flying eye creature. And so after sort of surviving that ordeal, was wondering like what was the origin of that thing. And Dirk had some knowledge about that, knowing that it was the wizard was in some tower north of town, Alatar. And then I noticed some Nadicians take notice of us talking of Alatar. And then we headed out to the tower. And at some point we noticed Nadician was, I don't know, was following us? Or we saw him off, like, watching us?
Yeah, you guys spotted an ambush of Nadician mercenaries that you'd actually seen these mercenaries in Magda's larder the night before.
And his name was Barbula? Is that how you say it?
Sure.
Barbulo. Barbalo. Okay. And then we ended up subduing him. I think this is the part where I was off, like, what was I doing? Guarding or something like that?
Yeah, I think I had said something about, like, go check to see if his friends heard that like we had attacked this guy, so that you, like, walked away, and then you had cast the charm person. That's not what it's called in this. It's like the gaze of beguilement on him to get information. Did I end up just asking him, like, where the tower was?
Exactly where the tower was. You didn't know how many people there were, and now you have Barbalo with you.
Right, he was leading us to the tower, and I think that's where we ended.
I think that's pretty accurate. You got anything to add, Elliot?
Nope, that was everything I kind of remembered.
Somehow I've aligned myself with a vile sorcerer.
It is
maybe.
It is
maybe not.
Something that is a little scary, probably, for our Varnori barbarian. But he's
and in the setting, magic isn't it that magic is essentially illegal or whatever?
Correct. Yeah, unless it depends on what culture you're from. The Nadicians, it's sacrosanct. You can immediately be killed for using magic. They actually have seekers who go out and destroy magic. They also believe in no gods. In Argosa, it's also illegal unless you are under the edict of the Stargazer, who is actually the leader of Northgate. He is considered the king's wizard, but he's been acting quite strange lately. And for the Vornari, magic is not something to be dealt with. The only ones who seem to possibly have some power is the rare rune seer, who are almost like they're dark priests of the Deep One. How's that sound? Fantastic.
Yep, that's cool. Yeah, and then I am Argosan, but I don't think he would have been underneath the.
No, not yet, because I think that's one of the things you were trying to learn. So you've been involved with your scrolls of secret lore.
Yes, yeah. That makes sense.
All right, so it's been drizzling all day, but you guys did see some lights, and Barbalo almost led you directly to Alatar's tower. I think I have like an image that we showed last session. So there's kind of the tower up on the hill.
So it looks like eyeballing it, it's about 4 stories.
Yeah, maybe 2 or 3 or
Give
4
or
stories,
take.
probably.
I mean, yeah, okay. Like the gap between where the windows start and the door is probably about an entire story, maybe 2. Is that kind of what it feels
Yeah,
like?
either that or it's like a large, tall. Each area is taller.
Sure. Yeah, makes sense. Sure.
All right, so I'm going to take us. We'll see how this works. I'll move us to the actual area that. Oh, I forgot how this works. Holy cow, guys! Hopefully everyone can enjoy themselves as I struggle with everything. All right, so here's kind of the map. You guys are down there on that trail leading up to. It is dark. There is a lantern with like a small awning that's over the door, and then a lantern is underneath it, so there is some light coming from that door. See what I'm talking about there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was frozen. I didn't realize y'all were talking. I just thought it went quiet.
Oh,
So
frozen.
I didn't hear any. I didn't hear any of that for a second. Sorry.
That's all right. So you see where your character is, and you see the map change there.
Yes.
Make it bigger for the audience. So you guys have come up along the hill, and there's a bit of a trail there, and then this is like the main door to enter. No, I think maybe it's up farther. This is like a buttress on the side of the tower, and there's light coming from up there. You can see in the drizzle, and Vignaal can just kind of peer around and see there's like an awning over the door, like a small porch or something that's giving you some capability, maybe. That's why the lantern isn't wet or out or something. There is some light coming out of the windows on the top, and even on the small windows that are up on the top of the tower, there's light coming out of those as well.
So, which of these is the entrance? Is it up here?
It's farther around. You can see the trail kind of leads up
But the
there
trail
around.
kind of leads around it.
Up there. Okay. So, what are these little jutting out parts?
Like
These are
buttresses
just-
on the side of the tower.
Okay. Did you say if there was any light in the windows at all?
I did. I said light was coming out of all the windows.
All
the
the
windows.
windows.
Do we see any movement? Like, do we see like silhouettes, shadows?
On the second story, there's that third ring of lights along the top as well. I said windows that were along the top of the tower. I'm going to show you the
Mhm.
picture again. Are you looking at it?
Yeah, on the very top.
There's lights
on,
there,
before
but
the
then
roof.
there's also some lights from the side that you guys are on. I think maybe you do see a form occasionally move past the windows on this side.
As we were approaching, and sorry if we actually technically asked this in the last session, I don't remember.
No.
I probably will ask Barbelow, like, my good friend, how many people did you say are in the tower?
It's been a few days since we returned, but Iltis, my Nidician brother, he was once in our cohort before we left Nidicia, and Dela, who seems to be Alatar's mercenary. There's another that Alatar uses in his weird tests. He's called Rogi. And he kind of mimics like that he has a hunchback, and he says, yes, his name is Rogi, and he is quite strange. Though maybe not stranger than Alatar himself, but perhaps I've said too much.
Yes, that makes sense. He had said before that it is a wizard. Like Barbulo had referred to him as the wizard.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, my notes kind of suggested that you already knew about Alatar a little bit.
He had seen Alatar a few days ago when he was lurking
Yeah.
about the forum at the college, and he had wrappings over one eye, and that's when you guys decided that maybe you had heard of some strange eldritch powers that could allow a wizard to see where he isn't. Clairvoyance, you called it, and he'd even gone in deeper to say that perhaps when Vignaal had stabbed the floating eye with his spear, that injury had returned to Alatar, and that's why his eye was injured. I mean, it was only 10 months ago. I can't believe you guys don't believe that. Or
Yeah.
remember any of this.
Okay. And the countryside surrounding this area, obviously, like we're up on a hill. Is it fairly open, or is it like wooded trees?
You're going into a very large. You're on the kind of the edge of a large wood, an ancient wood known as the Wistwood.
Okay. So it's somewhat exposed on the actual
Yeah, it was
hilltop,
exposed.
but there's stuff not too far out from there.
Oh, I didn't open any of my books. Son of a biscuit. All right, so it's raining out. It's been a drizzle all day, and the muted lights of the tower are visible. Occasionally, you might even see red in the large windows on the second story, but the windows up above always just kind of seem to be the dull same color. From here, you can almost hear the occasional hiss as water droplets sneak past the awning and hit the lantern.
And behind the tower, do we see this?
That's a
This
raised
rocky-
area.
Okay.
So this is you see the contour lines. So these are jacked up. These would be should be going on the other side. So this area is higher than this area down here. You went from a low area below here.
Oh, I see.
Up here
Right,
and up to
okay.
here and up. Yeah. So this is like a raised area on a hill.
Got it. I turn to Barbelow and say, I am soaked in this constant rain. Let us get inside quickly. And I kind of like gesture for him to like lead, because if he's been here before.
All right, and you guys can see that he does have some trepidation, it seems like, coming back to the tower. Like he was uncomfortable with being at the tower. So he starts to, all right, very well then. He starts to lead the way.
Yeah, I will kind of ready a dagger, just sort of under kind of the sleeves as it's sort of bundled up, right, like in the rain. So kind of trying to hide it, but having one in my hand, ready.
Dirk, what's our plan here, though? Are we going to try to make it? We're just going to like rush the tower, or are we just hoping to, if somebody greets us, that we are friends of Barbelow's? Seeking work?
Yes, I think that is at
The
least.
night in the rain.
We'll use I'd say make yourself as
times.
I say make yourself as inconspicuous as possible, and then I look and see how like big you are, and I'm like, maybe hunch a bit. As it seems like he's interested in just trying to at least follow this Barbelow like entry as far as knowing him, to at least gain entry to the tower proper and see what's in the first room at least.
Before we head in, I asked Barbelow, is there a cellar or a dungeon underneath this tower?
Alatar, I believe.
Is there an entrance from the outside?
To the larder? Not that I'm aware of. Gives you a
All right,
strange
well.
look beneath his nasal helm.
I shrug
it-
to Dirk and say it's worth possibility of some other way of getting in.
Oh, looking around.
Well, I'm just saying if there happens to be some cellar or exit or entrance,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't sound like it. At least Barbula doesn't know.
Yeah. I'll say if Barbulo is still heading towards the door, I'm gonna say to Vignaal, if you want to like hang back by the wall in
Right.
case, and I will just follow him to try to see what's going on. Worst comes to worst, you'll be able to ambush.
Yeah, if the door, well, maybe it opens inward. I'm gonna say I'm on the side that would close the door, and the door would be in my way, but it'd probably open inward.
You can kick it in on somebody.
Yeah.
So I'll just kind of stay hunched back behind Barbulo. I'm trying to look past him to see if he and getting him to open the door, but stay almost as small and kind of like unassuming looking as possible. Just kind of behind him to see what is there.
All right, so he knocks on the door, and you can see that there's like a square piece there that has like lines, like maybe even panes of glass, and a dark-skinned face whoosh, looks visible, bald, and he starts speaking in a tongue. I'm assuming you guys, do you guys know what languages you know or anything, or no?
Yes, I speak Vernari and Argosum.
What about you, Elliot?
I'm double check. Where on the character sheet is languages listed?
No clue.
It's right at the top.
At the top?
Yep, right under personal details. You've got languages.
Yeah, it's blank. So Argosan. I mean, I have Argosan, and then is it like based on number of intelligent? Your intelligence modifier or something?
I almost feel like you were supposed to take it.
Oh, is it like a perk type thing?
I think it might be. This is what I will do, though, if you want to make a luck intelligence check. If you succeed, you know Nadician.
Okay. I can do that. And that means I do an intelligence check and then I do a luck check.
No,
right?
You do a luck.
No, I do it luck.
modified.
I do luck with intelligence.
Yeah, luck modified by intelligence. Let's get some dice rolling, people.
No advantage, I'm assuming?
No.
Okay. I don't know why it was automatically clicked. Success with a 6.
Okay.
Which is, yep, I guess
That's good.
isn't there great success and all that stuff?
There is, too. But what that means is, all right, so your luck should go down each time that you succeed at a luck test.
Right.
And I know that you did some previously. What's your luck right now?
My luck was at 10. My
Okay.
total is at 11, and then it
now
was
you're
at 10, so
you're at
now
9.
it's at 9.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Can't beat that.
Yeah, and I just looked it up. Your languages are common and native language, and then plus number of language equals to int modifier.
Oh, so you should have some more. But one of them is Nadician. Good work.
Sure.
All right.
How do you
so
spell Nadician?
Nydisan. Yeah.
Sure. Good enough.
Nydissian. That's what I thought.
Okay. And then, so I technically still have one more. Do I need to choose that now or just in the
Up to
future?
you.
Say I know
If
that
you want
one.
it to cost you a luck point later, otherwise you should probably try to choose it now.
Oh, okay, sure thing. What was the ones who did the old one worshippers?
That would be the Varnori. The deep
Arnori.
one. That's what Vignaal is.
Okay, yeah. So Varnori, it would be the name of their language.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't remember what it's called, but that's what we'll just say for now.
Yeah. So I have Argosan, Common, Nidisian, and Varnori.
Right. All right. So.
Cool.
Dum, dum, dum. Barbalo, what are you doing here? Oh, I'm going to RP with myself. There's nothing better than a GM
For the next 2 hours.
with himself. So we're going to have a long conversation, guys. Here, don't feel like you need to jump in or anything. Basically, he's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Iltis, it's my good friend Dirk, the Argosan. Remember what? No. What are you talking about? Alatar's gone mad. Get in here out of the rain." So, is Vignaal staying outside, or is he just coming in?
No, as soon as that door opens further for people to come in, I will
Just push inside, basically.
push
after us?
inside, and I will immediately grab the guy he's speaking with behind there, and just tell him to keep his voice down.
So you're gonna try to basically grab him and then intimidate him. Is that your plan?
Yes.
All right. So basically, he, opens up the door. That's where the handle is. So he's probably just standing there. And as soon as the door opens, you're gonna push past Barbalo and Dirk, right?
Yep.
Does it look weird to you?
There's like a
There's a piece.
chip missing, like right there.
That's where the door is, I think.
Oh, I see. I had made it so I could just open it up. So I could just delete it very quickly. I'm so smart. Like that.
There you go.
But now it's gone, and so it's just going to be gone. So Vignaal, you push in here on this mercenary. Soldier. Oh, just kidding. All right, here we are. Hireling mercenary. So I think that you're definitely going to surprise him in this situation. So, and I have no idea if there's even grappling rules. I think there are there? I don't remember any grappling rules. I know we did some grappling before, but I don't remember if there are any grappling rules. I think I might just make it up. So you want to get a hold of him, so I think that sounds like a minor exploit, right? So
Is there opposed tests or anything in this?
Yeah. Minor exploit is what we're going to do. And you are going to make an attack roll and do damage. Probably just like your strength, not with a weapon or anything, because you're not using a weapon. So make an attack roll.
Okay, so just use the strength.
Yeah. It's like an unarmed attack.
How's that a 0? What does a 0 mean?
You got a 15
you
minus
did a strength
15.
check. You didn't really make an attack roll. Just roll. We'll save that though for the opposed strength test later. Like make an actual attack roll.
Using one of my weapons?
Just roll a d20. All right, a 12. He's got an AC of 14. What's your strength? Plus 1?
Strength is 15.
You have a +1 modifier, right?
15
2.
plus 2.
Oh, okay. So that's enough. All right. So you hit him, or you grab him, and now we're gonna do an opposed strength roll. So now I'm going to do. Basically, I'm just gonna roll his strength. You've already had a success, so we'll see what he gets. It's basically the lowest roll is gonna win in this situation. So,
And your roll was a 15, getting a
Right.
15, right? Okay, that
Yep.
makes sense. That's why it's 0 success, because you hit exactly on.
ooh, I rolled a 4. So that's really good because his strength is a 13. So a 4 is going to beat your 15. So your exploit, your minor exploit, does not succeed. So you grab him. Why don't you roll a d3 and add your strength? Ooh, is that 5? Right?
Yeah.
would
You
equal
said
5.
roll a d3, right? Sorry,
Yeah.
what was it?
3
I
plus
admit-
your strength.
You rolled a 3
Plus my
your
strength,
yeah.
is 2. It's 5. Yeah.
All right, so you 2 plus 4 is which is max is that? All right, good. So you buffet this guy pretty good, almost whacking him as you try. Assuming you're trying to get around him and grab him or bear hug him or something, but that doesn't succeed. He wriggles free of that, and he's like, "Barbalo, what is this Vanori doing here?"
I step up and just put a hand on Barbalo before he does anything. I'm like, Venori, strange customs. He's fine. He'll handle it. He's harmless, really. Just to try to keep Barbalo out of it, basically, just to let Vignaal try to do whatever he's gonna do.
All right, so I think it is initiative now. What are you gonna do, Vignaal?
I think at this point I would just try to knock him unconscious. So I do have a shield, so I would assume I've been holding my. I tried to grab him. Maybe this is the problem, is that I tried to grab him with my right hand. I had held my spear and my shield in my left hand. I sort of pushed forward and tried to grab him, and probably, he wiggled his way out, and I had to sort of club him a little bit as he's squirming away from me.
So
and now I'm just gonna just try to turn my shield towards him and sort of charge him and sort of knock him off his feet.
You could also just whack him with the haft of your spear. It's up to you.
I'll buffet him with my shield. That's what I'm gonna do.
You want to use the shield. Okay. So roll initiative. So remember, it's just your deck. If you get below your dex, you succeed. You'll go before Iltis does.
Right, but we're doing the deluxe initiative, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what the deluxe initiative is. Okay, a failure. How'd you get a -3? Oh, because it's 3 over. Nice. I like that. Dirk, are you going to do anything, or you're just leaving? You're just trying to take care of Barbaloo down here.
I'm trying to keep. If Barbalo looks like he's going to step in, then I'm going to stab Barbalo. But if he's not going to step in, then I will leave him be.
Well, he does look like he's going to step in.
Okay, he is going to. Can I try to use deception or whatever to talk to him, to try to get him to focus on me and not step in?
Well, this is also his good friend. It's his mercenary. They were soldiers together in his cohort. It doesn't necessarily look like he's drawing his weapons or anything, but he's definitely stepping in to get out of the rain. At the very least.
Then Barbalo's a big guy, though. Yeah, I will try to. If he moves in, I'll try to step in front to kind of keep him from being able to move through the door. Is my intention. So
why don't
grappling him too.
Why don't you just see if you can slow him down, and we'll use charisma for that, because he is your friend. So I think you could use a persuasion or deception, either one. I don't care.
Okay, I have deception.
Seems like it would be kind of hard because he's already planning on doing it. Disadvantage seems like too much of a penalty though, so I'll just give you a minus a modifier of -2. So just
-2?
roll, and then we'll. If you have a way to put that in, that's cool. If you don't, then we'll figure it out.
I do. It'll let you put in a modifier.
Okay. Good.
Do I need to do an initiative first, or I'm just doing just this roll to just see if I'm just keeping him out?
Why don't you roll initiative? That'll be fun.
Okay, and initiative. Sorry, it is.
It's going to be like
just,
a button up there. Where's it at?
Yeah, it's up under statistics. You get hit points, attack
Deluxe
bonus,
initiative.
all the way at the right hand side. Yep.
Okay. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not actually using the dagger. I was gonna say dagger gives me a plus, but I'm not using it right now. Great success.
Nice. All right, so you're definitely make your way to interpose yourself between Dirk and Barb. Between the two of them. We'll see these guys are like fighting.
Okay.
So you guys could actually be inside if you want. So you just kind of, so you're out of the rain or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Do you have anything specific that you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just kind of saying something about that. Don't worry, he's not going to hurt him, and that he's just trying to restrain him until he feels more comfortable. It's fine. It's fine. I've seen him do this kind of thing before.
All right, so I'm not going to give any bonuses on that because that doesn't
Sure.
seem like it would overcome his friendship or whatever. But if you can slow him down at least for a round, then go ahead and roll your deception or persuasion, whichever one you want.
Oh, terrible.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So that seems like that should have some sort of effect. I think it'll slow him down for one round, and he goes, "These Vanori, they're barbarians. It makes no sense to have him buffet my good companion Iltis this way, Dirk." Iltis actually, you can see there's like a chair off to the side, and you can see like maybe he's got like a short spear there, like a spetum, and he's going to disengage from Vignar and attempt to grab that stuff up. So you could try and take a whack at him for that if you'd like.
That's me.
Yes, Vignar.
I was trying to hit him with my shield. Can I use the shield?
Yes.
I doubt that hits, huh?
AC 10? No. So Iltis is like he's better than Dave Chappelle, dodging and weaving on the stage. So he arms himself with his shield and his spetum. "Come, Barbalo," he says. "Aid me against these infidels." All right, Barbalo. We don't know what Barbalo's gonna do. He's armed himself now, and Vignaal, you can try and attack him if you'd like. He hasn't shouted out or anything though, but you guys can hear something is happening above you. Like you can hear movement and like bits of dust maybe is like coming down.
Okay.
This is
So,
kind of
yes.
a weird looking. I don't know why they made the map this way. There is a door right behind Vignaal, but there's no other doors other than the one you came in this small antechamber.
That's a door. The black.
There's a door there. Yeah.
Okay.
So yes, I think at this point I'm just gonna try to stab him with my spear.
Oh my goodness.
He's grabbed a weapon. He's now fair game now. With the we're both armed.
Sounds like Vignaal to me. Go for it, bro. 13. All right. So, Vignaal, why don't you tell me what happens to this dude?
I hit him.
Yeah, he's dead.
Well, as he grabs his weapon and turns to face me, I just lunge at him with the spear, and the spear hits him right in the throat. And we hear him choke on his own blood.
That won't help you, Nadician. Barbalo's like, Iltis. Did you make your initiative roll, Elliot?
Another one?
Oh, no. Sorry, you're last, right? But he went last as well. So
I had great success on mine.
All right, so this is the next round, I think. No,
Yeah.
This is the same round. So I guess it would be another initiative. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, at this once Vignaal was going to do it, I already had my dagger in hand, right? So
So you're
So I need to roll again, too?
trying to stab him? Yeah.
yeah, I'm just gonna try to end Barbalo before he can do anything else to give us away.
All right, so I think you would have a... I'll give you advantage because you're like kind of that's striking from... He's not expecting it in any way whatsoever from his good friend.
All right. Yeah, dagger strikes up 16
Ooh, that's
for
nice.
damage.
At 2, Dirk. Aye. All right, so
I just said, sorry, Barbalo. Better
So-
you than me.
So all the Nadicians that you guys have met are now slain in the antechamber of Alatar's tower.
I will drag Barbalo's body just like inside and close the door, the main door, just in case any of the other, because there were Nadicians that we actually left that were a part of like,
Yeah, they're
The group
like
outside,
an hour
right?
of travel away.
yeah, just in case for some reason someone else comes. I'll close the door, and then I'm gonna very quickly just kind of look down his body for anything that's useful.
What is
Right.
it that would be useful? He said curiously.
And as Dirk is doing that, I come to the door, and I'll put my ear up against it and see if I hear anything on the other side.
Just the occasional like thump, thump, above and like some stuff falling out.
So nothing that sounds like it's in the next room.
No.
Does the door open toward me or open towards the room?
Towards the room.
I will open the door a crack and look in.
So it looks like a common room or something. In the, you can see a couple tables. It looks like there's been some food preparation on one of them, and then it looks like kind of messy, and like there's a flagon tipped over, and you can just see like wine is kind of a dark liquid is like dripping on the floor. Roll 1d100, Elliot.
17.
What was it?
17.
All right, roll 2d10.
$13 or an 8 and a 5.
13, you find he's got a pouch with 13 gold pieces. He's got a wooden like trinket or some kind of wooden scrimshod thing on a leather thong around his neck. Other than that, he's wearing chainmail. He's got a short sword, and he carries a short spear, a short javelin type spear. Vignaal, what are you going to do?
I look back over to Dirk and see if he's finished rifling through the bodies.
He's done one so far. Are you gonna also rifle Iltis's?
I'll yes, probably. Unless we know, yeah, like says something to me, I will probably check over his body quickly too.
Roll 1d100.
Okay. $15.
So he is similarly garbed, like wearing the Nadician's cohorts type of armor and weapons, but he also has he's got a satchel, and in the satchel is a small sturdy leather case, kind of like a wrapped case, like a butcher knives. You ever seen those in those? He's got a leather wrapped case inside a satchel with 2d4 gold pieces. I lost my d4 all of a sudden. Here it is. So 4 gold pieces.
That's in the case, or there's in addition to the case?
In addition to the case.
Okay, but it feels like there's something inside of the case.
Yes.
That's just wrapped. Okay. And I'm sorry, you said 3 gold pieces?
Sure. What I
Um,
said?
that's fine. I mean, I will open the case quickly to see what's inside.
It looks like some tools. Lock-picking tools. Vignaal. He just seems like he's just finishing up. He tucks a rolled leather case into one of his mini pockets.
All right, so I'll just motion with my head to Dirk that let's go to the next room, and then I will move in to the next room.
So it's just like a couple of murderers.
Or a couple of sword and sorcerers. I will. I will.
Hey,
I'll
I tried not to
follow.
kill him, but he drew a weapon, and that was his choice.
Yeah. I will follow. I'm also just checking to see if I can actually use a short sword. If I can, then I picked that one up too. But is there like proficiencies?
Yeah, I think you can use any simple weapon, but I might be making that up.
Okay. I can check it because I'm assuming that's just going to be in there.
Yeah, you go ahead and find that. Vignaal, why don't you move on? I'm assuming I'll move Dirk into the room with you.
Yeah, I'm following. I'm just following Vignettes.
So like you can see a couple tables. It looks like there's a barrel that maybe someone's using as a seat. And there's also an open spiral staircase leading up.
Okay, so first I'll come over to the staircase. Do I hear or see anybody up there?
You don't see anybody up there, but you do hear muffled intonations.
So I'll...
Hey, Real Long Shot, thanks for joining us, buddy. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, check out the YouTube video afterwards. We'll see what happens to these two murdering scum.
I don't agree with that judgment. Anyway.
The scum part or the murdering part? Or either.
Hey, he grabbed his weapon, so I'll just motion to Dirk. There's something up above, and then I want to come over here and make sure there's nothing in the room over this way.
All right, so you spot another door. That black area is the door, and then there's also a
trapdoor.
A trapdoor in the floor, likely leading to the larder that poor Barbelo mentioned.
What was the liquid that I saw that was spilling?
You go over and check it out. It looks like it is like a mead or ale or something.
Off this table?
Sure. Not probably the other one with the chairs.
This one. Okay. Does that seem to suggest to me like somebody got up and ran right away?
Possibly, or it's also possible that something weird is going on in the tower. Either way, yeah.
Okay. What about this barrel right here? What do I notice about it?
Which one? It looks like it maybe has some sort of stores in it, like ale or mead or something. Maybe food or something. Did you want to break it open or?
No. If it doesn't have anything obvious that indicates what's in there, I'm not bothering with it. Come over here. You said this is a door right here?
Yeah.
Does the door open again into the room or towards me?
Into the room.
I listen at the door first. What do I hear?
You don't hear anything, but you do hear like something up above again.
Open this one and peek in just like I did before.
It looks like some sort of bedchamber. Decently appointed. Oh, I should have said there's some a couple bedrolls laying in that initial chamber where you found Burbalo and Iltis.
Okay,
There's
no worries.
Bedrolls there.
What's Dirk doing?
I'm at the foot of the spiral staircase. I think trying to kind of stay back to keep an eye out and hear if anyone sounds like they're coming down the stairs.
Okay. Then I'm going to move into this room and see what I see.
Okay, it looks like a fairly well-appointed room. There's another barrel in here as well as like a table.
Okay, I'll go over to the table and see what's on there.
Roll 1d100.
$32.
Interesting. All right, so what you find there is a single blood-stained tarot card, the Seven of Swords.
I'm leaving it. Has no significance to me.
There's also a few random coins equaling 6 gold pieces.
I come over and check the bed. I look underneath. Anything underneath?
Roll 1d100. What'd you get?
44.
I'm gonna move this over here and maybe it'll always stay up. 44. Alright. I think you find a like a footlocker under there that has a few extra sets of clothes. And a bag with 41 gold pieces. A small leather pouch with 41 gold pieces in it.
And does anything about the bed seem to suggest to me that this is a well-appointed like bed, or is it seem pretty common?
It seems more well appointed, yes, but it doesn't look like it's been slept in. You can actually see it's been made, and it's been made long enough that there are some webbings on it, and you can see a little spider move away. And now in here in this room, you can feel, you can almost feel something heavy moving around above you, and lots of like kind of dust glittering the area, and the intonations seem louder.
All right, I'm gonna snatch that pouch then.
Okay.
What did it have? 41?
Sure.
I'll move over to the table. I'm gonna scoop up those ones that are sitting on that
right.
table into the pouch.
Okay. So murderous thieving Scum. So, I think Dirk, why don't you
It's a
make
wizard's tower. It's all fair game. Wizards don't need any money.
why don't you make a detection check?
Okay. Detection.
Do you have detection or no?
No.
All right, just make a perception check then.
Perception. Oh, that's a skill. That's an actual attribute. Okay. Terrible failure.
All right, so I don't know if you're hungry, haven't eaten in a while, so you're kind of eyeing some of the food on this, and it's almost too late, but you can hear someone moving down the stairs. It's the voice, a female voice, rough, like an old smoker. Iltis, but it's like, you know, a little higher pitch that you can tell it's female, and it has the same savage accent that you hear when Vignaal speaks in Argosan. What do you do?
As she rounds the corner, she said she's speaking to me and said, "Who are you?" To me.
No, she said Iltis. She didn't say anything about you.
Oh, I'm sorry. My headphones keep like going into robot mode, so I'm
really
hearing most of what you said, and it's 100% on my side. For some reason the Bluetooth thing is like
all right.
not
Any
connecting
people
well.
watching right now that would like to play low fantasy gaming, we can kick Elliot out of this game, and we can. No, I'm just kidding.
I will just move around, like move away from the bottom of the stairs, and look to see if Vignaal is coming back.
It looks like he's over by that table. We'll say he's over here. His back to you.
Okay. Then I'm going to. Can I just like grab a cup or something off of this table and kind of toss it back towards this door, just to try to get Vignal's attention, and then
It would
just
make
stay.
as much noise as a whisper would.
Sure, but it's not my voice. I mean,
Okay.
It's presumably understandable if someone else dropped a cup here. She knows people are here. She just doesn't know I'm here.
Sure.
So then I'll just try to stay around the corner.
All right.
Can I move up then?
Yeah, you hear something behind you for sure.
I hear the crash of the cup.
Clunk, clunk, clunk of a wooden cup.
Right, so then I'll move back up to the doorway. Look at Dirk. What's going on?
You see Dirk cowering behind this barrel and the edge of the stone, as almost at that time a woman, a female Vornari, dressed in hides with red hair, black black makeup around her eyes, thick black makeup around her eyes, kind of seeming to glance around. Roll a d20 now. 4. Okay, so that's good. So she actually looks left first. She doesn't really pay attention to the open door off to her right, and she actually looks left first. What the hell? Who the F are you?
I will say, picking up on her accent, I'll say in Varnori. Lintus didn't tell you that we were coming? We were traders. We were here to meet with the wizard.
So you guys are wet, and you can see like there's water tracks where you guys walk to. Go ahead and try your deception. I think this might be like a contested deception.
Okay. Just straight 3 success.
Ooh.
I am rather deceptive, as I have a fairly high charisma for a magic user.
What are you trying to say? Magic users normally have bad charismas.
Yeah, I as I was saying, I was like, well, I don't. There's not really a bar to set against in that aspect. But
There we go. This is what I'm looking for. Oh, this is not what I'm looking for. This is bullshit. Here's the luck, but it doesn't have the other shit. So let's see. Ooh, she's actually fairly. Oh, and I rolled a 1. You lie, she says. Roll initiative.
all right. Well, I tried.
That was a good one.
Failure.
Vignaal.
Oh, I need to roll it too, right?
I would hope so.
Oh, I do have +2 because I am holding a short sword, which gives me +2 on initiative.
Yeah, so that means you rolled a 15. You still failed.
Yeah, I still failed.
So, Dela reaches over, grabs the chair, throws it at you, Dirk.
Mm.
A 14.
My armor AC is somewhere. I just saw it.
That's probably going to hit you.
12.
Yeah, so this chair hits you and kind of knocks you around a bit. Here, we'll roll a 3d6 or 1d6. A 3. So you take 1 point of damage from this, and she retreats up the stairs. All right, Vignaal, what do you want to do?
I think we're going to need to follow her. I don't know what she's going up there to do. So I'm going to run after her.
You just take off past me. Ah! Chair!
Dirk, quit your crying.
It's like that. Seen that Waffle House video of the girl?
Yes.
Yeah, I tried to do that and just swung too soon, and it just hit me in the face.
Dirk is like, chair to the face.
Oh yeah.
Vignaal runs up the stairs. It's kind of bathed in a strangest green light. Are you going as well?
Yeah, I'll follow.
And you can see Dela. She's gets to that table there. On either side, those look like there's some kind of strange metal or stone holding like a greenish, almost like an egg type of open glass almost. And inside of it, you can see it looks like some kind of weird malformed fetus that's too long, like its body ends more like into a serpentine thing, and its head is too large, almost like an alien or something. And there's lots of paraphernalia around in here, all bathed in this kind of weird glow. Off to your right, you can see a water basin, and there's another door. The spiral staircase continues up. And the intonations are louder, but they're not happening in this room. Dela grabs a great hammer. She goes, I don't know who you are, brother, but this day will be your last.
What foul sorcery are you involved in, woman?
Just a payday.
You will pay in your blood.
We shall see. Your friend looks like he should have taken a seat. All right, so
I said, leave them to your betters, lady.
what do you want to do? Initiative, right? It looks like we're having a big battle at the.
She grabbed her damn weapon. Yes, this is time for war.
It's time for war.
I will respect your culture and not shoot a spell at her.
And not what?
I was joking. I don't actually say this, but I was just saying I respect your culture and I'm not going to cast a spell. I'll let you handle the big woman with the hammer.
All right. So roll initiative, boys.
Success and success.
Oh, you guys already did.
We did.
All right. So,
Yeah, we
Vignaal, what are you gonna do, buddy?
I'm gonna charge at her with my spear, and she is going to take the brunt of it.
So you say, sir.
If she's holding, just so I was clear, she's holding a hammer in one hand and this like egg thing in the other,
No,
under her arm.
The egg things are right next to her. That's what.
Oh, I
these
thought
are.
you said she picked it up.
No,
Oh,
she picked up
okay,
a great hammer.
okay.
That's what these are.
Got
There's
it,
other
okay.
wizardry, alchemic paraphernalia on this table.
Do I know? Can I? I mean, I have arcane lore. Can I tell, or do I need more time to like study like what those egg things are? I mean, that could maybe even be my action if it needs to be or whatever.
Sure, make a roll.
Just arcane lore with
Sure.
intelligence.
I think
Okay.
you get. You may actually get advantage on it. I think as a wizard. Also, you feel a really strong sickness in your stomach, Vignaal. It's without question an area of vile eldritchicity. Magic is near. That was your way of being able to notice when magic was around.
Right. Yep.
There's definitely something happening.
I succeeded at a 3.
All right, so you're fairly sure there's some sort of aberrant creatures from beyond the veil.
That they seem to be so they're living. Would I know that they're potentially dangerous, or they do seem to be like encased in these eggs and solitary? Like
They're like in
stuck.
eggs in some kind of liquid. They're almost like embryos, like when you went like in the movies when you're watching an alien movie and they go in and they see the big cylinders and they have the aliens just kind of sitting there. They seem like they're in some sort of stasis, perhaps, but it's possible that they're dangerous. Yes.
Okay.
I think maybe I'll change what they look like. I think they're more amorphous, and they have like mouths and eyes all around them. But right now the eyes are closed, like an amoeba or something. Their shape kind of shifts a little bit as you're watching it, but none of the eyes are open and none of the mouths are open. So they're just kind of like slowly
Just like a
maybe
form.
breathing or something.
Okay.
All right. So can I move up and attack?
Yep, go ahead. She kind of meets you partially in the way as you come towards her.
Yep. That sounds good.
Go ahead. Ooh, a 15. Barely hits for 6 points of damage.
She will die a good death in battle, despite being involved with this sorcerer.
Okay, so you just kind of rush up and stab her. You weren't trying
Yep.
to do anything else. Okay. All right. Now, All right, Dirk, are you gonna do anything?
Yeah, I'll try to like using
There's
his.
an open door over here. It looks like, and the intonations are kind of loud coming from there.
I will. Yeah, I'll slip past Vignaal to move up to here to try to just peek through, like, to see what else is around.
Go ahead and peek over a little farther, and you'll be able to see in the room.
Mm.
So it looks
Was-
like you can see lots and lots of different, like, wizardic, alchemic paraphernalia, like alembics and, just like shelves full of like weird reagents. And it looks like there's some sort of summoning circle. And in front of it, you can see like a tall, gaunt figure. His back is to you, and he's all hooded, and his hands are outstretched, and he looks like he's intoning something. And inside the summoning circle, you can see like a swirling eldritch mist.
Mm.
All right. Dela strikes back with her hammer.
Oh, come on.
Oh, natural 20. So what that means, it's max damage. 14 points of damage with her great hammer.
That would be all my hit points.
You can sunder your shield.
Yep, I would do that.
All right, so Vignaal barely snaps his shield up and just shatters the top of it off and wrenches it off of your arm. All right. We'll see who bathes in their own blood this night. Welp. She does look like she has a pretty wicked slice from your spear, though, as well. All right. Initiative.
Great success.
Great success from the Dirkster. Success from Vignaal. Dirk, what are you going to do, man?
She looks pretty injured. This wizard is casting something. I'm going to
All right, you seem like you're at an impasse. Let's take a couple-minute break. We'll get some coffees. You'll decide what you're going to do. You guys can go from there. All right, sound good?
Yep, sounds good.
No real chatters, nobody hanging out, which is all right. Still getting to play some LFG with y'all. Get my chops prepared for North Texas in a couple weeks.
Are you gonna run any LFG?
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure I will.
All right, I'm back.
All right, turn 2 of battle with Dela, the Varnori in Alatar's tower commences now.
So seeing Vignaal able to block away the blow from Dela, Dirk thinks that he has that under control for the most part, and so I am going to creep towards the wizard casting, because you said his back is to me, right?
Yeah. As you get closer, this is when you see one of his outstretched arms, the folds of his robe fall back, and one of his arms is a mass of writhing tentacles.
I say quietly to myself, say, I could do that too. And I'm going to cast a spell that is Lash of an Earring Pain on the wizard, which means that a tendril of life-leaking energy goes out before me to grasp at the wizard, automatically striking, dealing 1d4 plus 1 damage.
All right, so what you should do at this point is you want to roll your DDM, your Dark and Dangerous Magic. What is it at right now?
It is, I don't know where that is.
It's DDM, it's just a number on your character sheet.
Okay. DDM threshold 1?
It shouldn't be a 1 because you cast a spell. It should at least be a 2.
Okay. Well, I mean, it is a 1. I don't know what. Should it just be 2?
Yeah, change it to 2.
Okay. Does it just go up once every time you cast or something?
Yeah. So you roll a d20, and if you are under that, then something dark and dangerous happens.
Ah, I see. Like a miscast kind of thing.
Yeah, but I want you to roll it 2d20.
2d20? Okay. 12 and a 1.
Nice. All right, so basically you had to roll 2d20 because this is a high magic area right now with this spell going on. And so there was a greater chance of a dark and dangerous magic to happen. So as you split the veil to cast your spell, you still cast the spell, but now we're also going to roll on the dark and dangerous magic table.
Gotcha. And that goes up to 3 now.
Nope, it goes back to 0 because you hit it.
Oh, because it happened. Ah, I see.
Yes, sir. All right, so why don't you roll the damage?
Okay. Two.
Big 2, I see.
Yep.
All right, let me find the dark and dangerous magic table. I haven't had to use it for a while. The last time I used it, I think like a demon was summoned and started killing everybody.
Good omen.
So roll. When a dark and dangerous magic occurs, the caster's luck attribute is reduced by 1.
Yep.
Reset the dark and dangerous magic chance back to 1 in 20, and roll D100.
55.
55. Doubles certainly have to be something nice. All right, so as the veil seeps in insidiously, You are infected with a minor madness.
Fitting with the tentacles.
Sort of is, isn't it? It's funny how all that stuff seems to work out for itself. So we've been using tons and tons of rolls and tables, all from the deluxe book, which is pretty stinking awesome. Roll a d20.
4.
All right, so I think the nearness of all these Vornari has been preying on Dirk, and so he now in the madness traits, all it is like a couple of sentences, and that is kind of supposed to give you the idea of what's going on. But it's okay if you want to adjust it or whatever. What this says is, I must close every door I walk through. It keeps the old one at bay. So I think you see the veil open for the magic to come out, which is kind of unusual. It's almost like time slows down for you, and the room kind of takes a foggy appearance. And as there's a rip in the essence of the fabric of reality, and through it, you see, it seems like some behemoth peers back, and like you get lost in its eye as the eye seems to grow and grow and grow, and you're almost certain the deep one has seen you. So once per adventure or so, this minor madness should peak, should happen. And you can, between adventures, you make a will check for each current madness, and a success reduces the severity by 1. So it's possible, like between adventures, this could go away. Okay.
Oh, so it has a number associated to it?
Minor. It's just called minor.
Oh, okay. Oh, and then severity would decrease. I see.
Yeah, you can call it madness 1 if you want.
I got it. So if it decreased by 1, it would be
gone.
It would be gone. Yeah. Okay.
But the pain, the unerring pain lashes into him. Reality snaps back, and you see Alatar cries out in pain, and his ritual is broken, and the fumes seem to slowly die down with a flicker of lightning. And Dirk, past him, you can see the shadow of the Deep One. And he turns back to you, his hood flies back, and you can see one half of his face now almost looks melted with one glowing spark. It just looks like a simmering ember or a flame where his eye was. Who are you? Rigo! Data! He seems to be shouting out. Who are these interlopers? All right. So I think, Vignaal, did you go last? Or no, it's your turn. Round 2. The battle between Vignaal and Dela. Varnori fight as they must. It is their fate.
Yeah, so I'm going to go into a rage now after she's put that hit on me.
Okay.
All right, and then I'm going to stab her with my spear.
Okay. Go for it, man.
That would
AC
be plus
16.
Yeah, it'd be +2 to that.
You don't think the damage is already included? Normally it is. Oh, because of the rage, you mean?
Because of the rage.
Oh, shit.
+2 to both of those. 18 to hit, 8 damage.
All right, yeah. So you kind of knock her great hammer out of the way and stab her, and she kind of grabs it and starts to fall back. Her hammer up behind her and she falls back into this thing. And you can see the light kind of shimmer as she falls into it, and the globe teeters and falls into the wall and breaks. And all the creature's eyes open at once, and its mouth lets out a howl that is soul-piercing. It surely must be from beyond the veil. Make a luck will save. A terrible failure. Roll a d10.
Failure.
What'd you get, a 6?
6.
Moderate madness. We're all over the madnesses today, you guys.
Hold on. I'm raging, so I'm immune to
Madness.
madness.
Nice. All right, yeah. So you're like, hey, I'm making the same sound right back at you. You scream at him. In your own, I'll get you now. Get to the chopper. It's October. Oh, sorry. All right. Elliot, you had a surprise round on Alatar.
Is that what you're saying?
What's that? I think it's time for initiative again, right?
Okay. Yep. Great success.
Failure on my part.
Great success. Obviously, you're going to get to go.
Yeah, but okay, so I think it's only fitting that he's yelling out, but as that like you said, the room kind of faded away, then all of a sudden there's a crash and a screech, right? And I'm distinctly aware of how exposed I feel in this new room with the door open to the horrors that are behind me, having just kind of perceived the dark and hearing this thing screech. I just run over and slam the door shut. Not worried about Alatar.
Any
being
repercussions? All right. So I don't really think you were in melee with him, so he's not going to get, a retreat attack on you. Yeah, so you slam the door. I think that is fine. So you see this horrific creature that you were concerned about it being dangerous. What, I think, a failure for...
Oh, yeah, Vignaal was failure. Yeah, failure.
I saw you shaking your head, Robert. Did you hate my GM fiat that killing Dela created opening up another situation for a mob there?
No, not necessarily. Although I wonder if it should be a random roll.
Maybe it was.
Or if he could he have like interjected at that point to try to do a feat to catch the orb?
Sure.
Like, is that how the system?
Yeah, I would do that in any system.
Sure.
So I would make that possible in any system.
I'm in a battle rage though, so
Yeah,
I don't
so, like,
think
you
I'm
don't give a
That
shit.
makes that's fair.
not really thinking about catching something like that.
Okay. All right. So I think it's time for the horror to respond. He's got a 50-50 chance of what he does. Okay, it is that. You think if you were in your right mind, as its body kind of falls over itself, mouth gaping, would drive you, a normal man, mad. You shut the door behind you or in front of you, Elliot?
I'm still in the room.
Oh.
I just turned and slammed it. Yeah.
You
I'm still,
stayed in the room. Oh. So
yeah. I shut it behind me.
Wizard duel, people. Somebody hit the
I'm out
alarm.
of spells, so it's gonna be
Is it
a real
duel?
short duel.
All right. And as it rolls over, a much larger mouth appears and bites at you, Vignaal. Miss. A 3 is a terrible miss. Not really a terrible miss, but a miss nonetheless. All right, so Vignaal's turn.
Yeah, I'm yelling out, "Die, you vile whore." Anything that bleeds dies. And that'd be +2.
8 points.
19 to hit, 8 hit points.
Yeah, it hits, and you bury your spear into it with a rigorous grimace. Eat wood and steel, creature. And I think some bile comes out, and you can see some fumes kind of coming off of the bile.
Mm-hmm.
And all of its mouths let off at once in the tongues of 1,000 lands. One of them you can understand, "No, Daddy." But yeah, that was nasty. How many points did you do? 8?
8. Wait, how long does the... sorry, let me make sure I'm still in rage.
I think it's supposed to only be 1 round or something like that.
You might be right.
But I like it to... I think I have a house rule for that where I let it be double your level.
And I have a second one, so I could basically, can I go right into a second one?
Yeah, I don't see why not. All right, I think it's time.
It lasts equal to my con modifier, which is 2.
Oh, 2? Okay.
Yep.
So I would actually go 4 rounds with that. We'll go double your... we'll just do double level. That sounds better. Well, 6 would be... If you got 5th level, 10, it probably shouldn't go that long because you're already going to get 10 of them. So why don't we just go double the con modifier? Because then the most it would be is 6, no matter what level you are. That makes the most sense. Someone add that to the tenets of the game.
Add it as a optional rule.
Yeah. Chip that into the Great Stone Commandments of LFG. All right, so initiative. Oh, wait a second. That was round 2 of combat. You can roll 1d10, Robert.
One.
Oh shit, a 1. All right, so apparently the scream shatters the other. One of these tones must have perfectly hit. And the other crystal breaks, and the other horror has been released. So it goes up each round. I rolled a 1 last time. I thought you'd roll it this time, and it was a 2 or less. So, good work, sir. 20% chance. All right, well done. Okay, so initiative. Failure on Dirk. Great success on Vignaal. Oh, wait. Roll a D6. Robert.
1.
Oh, good. You wanted a low roll there. I'll give you this so you can see what you're up against here. So that was his life force. As you guys look at each other and prepare, you can see some of his wounds starting to mend.
1 I injured.
Yes. All right, so your turn.
All right. Is there a way I can... Don't have a shield anymore, right? I'd previously stabbed this thing right in front of me. What I'm trying to do is... I'm not going to leave Dirk here on his own, so I want to run to that door and push through and go into that room and close the door behind me.
Okay. Dirk, make a will check.
Okay. Terrible thing.
Something pounds into the door behind you, and you're absolutely certain the deep one is out there trying to get in.
I'll just yeah, I there's like that barrel beside me or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just try to like toss it over to like in front of the door.
All right, so he had just slammed it shut. I think this is going to be a strength test to see if you get through the door, Vignaal. That seems like
Right.
it makes sense.
Yep.
Is it okay? Yep.
You weren't like pushing up against the door. You didn't expect
No,
anything
no.
to come out. Yeah. Oh, a failure. You needed a 15? Wow. All right, yeah, so boom, you bounce off the door. Dirk, you reach over to pull the barrel over. I guess that's your action. Alatar, let's see what Alatar does. Man, this music.
It's
The
like, why are you people here?
Rogie! He shouts out. What the fuck is happening? Why have you attacked me? Oh, dang it. I have a page here. Many of them are marked, but some of them are not. There it is. Well done. Well done. Let's do that. I don't even know what that is. Maybe it would be quicker to do this. Did I still never open my books? That seems weird.
What are you trying to find?
Some stuff in my book here. Does that help?
Glad you asked.
I didn't know if there's something I could look up for you.
Make a luck strength save, Elliot.
Okay.
Ooh,
Great
well done.
success.
So the veil erupts near you, and black tentacles breathe out, attempting to hold you immobile. But you fight them off. It's obviously that Alatar is like, "Who are you? Why are you here? The black tentacles of Barbarossa will hold you until I get my answers." What? How could you keep away from them, you slimy, slinky bastard? I'm supposed to be using my wizard voice. Sorry, I forgot.
Barbarossa, I killed him downstairs.
All right, so roll 2d6, Robert.
Yeah, and your Twitch page is on the book, just so you know.
Oh, I hate it when that happens. So now you know what I was looking up.
2d6, you said?
Mm-hmm.
6.
Oh, a 6. All right. What were the two rolls actually?
4 and a 2.
I don't even know how to shut this fucking thing off. There we go. That's what I needed to do. All right, now we're back in action. All right. This thing slithers down the stairs. Oh, you know what? You should have gotten attack as you fled it. There you go. A 7, it misses you.
Yep.
This one moves over to Dela and begins to feed on it. The smell of acidic fumes and burning flesh fill the small chamber. All right. There's now a barrel placed in front of the door, and I think it is time for initiative.
All right. Clear.
Both the same roll, same outcome.
All right, are you trying to bash through the door, Vignaal?
Yes.
Go ahead and make your strength check at disadvantage now as it's blocked.
Disadvantage, huh?
Nice.
Well done, sir. Well done.
So am I in there?
Yes.
And what round is this? Is this 3 or 4 now?
This is round 4.
4. So my rage will end here.
Is it my turn, or does Alatar go before, or is it already?
Alatar's going to go before you, but I'm working on something right now. Give me a second.
Oh, you're good. I was just making sure I wasn't holding things up. I'm fine with you holding things up.
Yeah, it was me. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Let's see what Alatar does next. Oh, Alatar, the door bursts open, and Alatar calls on the magical energies, and as he does, the falling fog behind him is split asunder by black tentacles, which are also all around Dirk, but you're kind of dodging them for now. They're there for a little while, but the black tentacles have also come out of the summoning circle. All right, and Alatar, you can see like a shimmering, jagged, shimmering light reflections in front of him. Kind of as you try to see him, it like refracts his image, but he is grabbed.
Mm.
All right. Vignaal and Dirk, you guys need to roll a luck strength test, and if you succeed, your luck goes down 1. Remember that, Elliot.
Yep, I knocked it down last time.
What about me? Do I need to knock it down 1?
No, only if you did. You succeed on a luck test?
What was that? Will save? Did I have to
You
do a
didn't
will
have
save?
to because you
I succeeded.
you were immune to it.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Okay, so it's a luck. What is it?
Luck strength.
Luck strength.
Elliot, roll a
did that.
d6.
Oh. Okay. 2.
Okay, thank you. What was your question?
When Alatar was pulled in, did it look like the thing reached out and grabbed him and pulled him in, or he was expecting to be pulled in? Like, was there like, did he like scream?
And you can see now that the tentacles on his arm are also black, like these tentacles.
Mm. Yeah, so I'm going to. It is my turn, right? Or basically, we both go. Vignaal and me, right?
Did you guys have failures or did you succeed? I can't remember.
We both
succeeded.
failed.
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. For the luck save, we succeeded.
Oh, for initiative.
But for initiative, we both failed.
So actually, now this aberrant horror moves away from Dela after feeding on her and attacks Vignaal. I'm going to see which attack it uses. 4. Oh, yeah, it kind of rolls over on itself and exposes a large mouth. 12. 16. What's your AC, buddy?
Yeah, I'm down to 14.
All right. Two points of damage as the bites into you with his mouth. Now it's your guys' turn.
Okay. As a result of that damage, I'm going to go into my second rage.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to stab the horror.
Okay, go for it. Oh, a fumble. You know what that means?
No, I don't.
It strikes back at you, a counter strike. We already know that's enough to hit. 6 points of damage.
Oh, wait. And then that should have been half last time.
Yep. Yep, you can
Damage
always
is
do half
half.
the damage. Yep.
And then another 3. Okay. All right.
Dirk?
So I step out away from, because I'm dodging away from the tentacles that are kind of around me to try to move outside of their reach at least. And from under my cloak, I grab and throw a fire pot at Alatar and this mass of tendrils.
All right,
here.
do it.
So
with
it just
advantage.
says, what?
Just roll attack with advantage.
Attack. Okay. It just says there's a 33% miss chance.
Is that what it says?
Yeah, it says 33% miss chance.
All right. Well, let's just make it
Disperses
a
after one round.
16% then. That'll give you your advantage. So roll a percentile.
Okay. Oops, I needed a //
Nice. So it works. How much damage does it do?
1d6.
Roll your d6.
5 points of fire damage.
So you can see roiling flame. Does it splash or anything like that?
It says it explodes in a 5-foot radius.
Ooh, okay, nice.
From where it hits, and then it causes 1d6 fire damage. And a thick cloud of smoke. It will disperse. The smoke disperses after one round.
So the fire
unattended combustibles in the area will also combust.
Yeah, so it splashes around and hits all of these reagents and the alembics that are on the wall behind them, and they shatter, and like a flame of different colors seems to be bubbling around. The area begins to fill with a rancorous black stenchful smoke. No! And he takes one moment to stare over at Vignaal. You're the cause of all this. A bright light seems to be shining out of his eye as he's like shivering around, almost like some kind of energy is boiling out of him. Shining out of him, I guess. All right, where are we at?
Did the tentacles seem to take damage from the fire too, or do they seem to be unaffected?
They seem to be unaffected.
Okay.
But I'll put that in my notes. I kind of like it that they would be affected. Like a fighter could chop his way through them if they were around. So it's a second level spell. So we'll make them 2 hit dice. All right. You did 6 points.
5.
5 points. All right. These dissipate into black wisps, melding in with the black smoke starting to fill the tower. You can hear something above, like a lot of fluttering of wings. All right. Whose turn is it? Did Vignaal get to go against this creature yet?
Yeah,
did,
that's
and he
when I
missed.
had to fumble.
Yeah, you had a fumble. Nice. Dirk, you threw a fire pot. So I think it must be the Aberrant Horror's turn, right?
Is that right?
It moved up and attacked, and then it missed, and then Vignaal missed, and so it went again. We both failed our initiative. We went last in the round.
So now it's initiative time. Go ahead.
Yeah. Great success.
Dirk.
Also a great success.
Nice. Vignaal, why don't you get to go here? See if you can... These are the windows.
Yeah, I'm still going to attack this thing.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
That's a miss.
Yeah, it'd be +2, but it's only
Yeah.
AC 10.
Don't forget that you have your exploits and such that you would be... Those are going to be your... equalizers in many situations. Dirk?
So seeing that, like the some of the regions that were close to the other thing, they exploded basically, right? When it, like the brightly colored.
Not
stuff.
all of the thing did. They kind of, some of them did, and they started on fire, mixed together. There, like there's potions and shit like that.
Well, so is there any other regions like near-ish by that didn't explode immediately from being that close to the fire, right? Like from where I am.
Make a luck check.
Okay.
You just need to make your luck or below.
No.
You don't really see any, like the smoke is billowing towards you, so it's hard to see anything. Is there anything else you want to
Okay. Yeah, then I will, just using my sword, you said there's a window here, right?
Yep.
Is it glass?
Nope. Just like a wooden shutter that's open. It's open to the outside, so black smoke is billowing out.
It's billowing out. Okay. Then seeing Alatar's still there, I'm just gonna throw another flame at him so I don't have to get any closer.
Okay. So 16% chance of it not hitting him.
Nope. Well, I'm assuming you're doing
Yes.
under 16% is nothing. Okay.
Correct.
All right, then. For 6 points of damage.
All right, so he's definitely in flames. His voice starts to trail off as he fades into unconsciousness. You can see that rip that the tentacles have kind of come out of, and they kind of grab him like a soul returning to hell.
I just sniff the air. Your magic stinks.
All right, nice. Good work, good work. What, it's the horror's turn now?
Yep.
Roll a d6.
I roll a d6?
Sure.
2.
All right. You can make an attack as it moves away.
That'd be a 14 hit.
Hits. 7 points.
That'd be actually be another +2. 9.
9 points.
Yep.
Okay. It actually moves up the stairs. What are you guys gonna do?
I want to cast around and look at. Is there a chest behind me? Like, is the art correct?
Sure.
Okay. Does the chest look like it's locked? I basically turned to Vignaal. I'm like, something of this venture needs to be worth it because I'm assuming most of the room is still on fire, right?
Yes, 1 in 6 chance that it was unlocked.
Okay. You want
I
me
rolled
to
it
roll,
already.
or
I
you
rolled a
control
1.
it? So it is unlocked?
It is. Isn't that lucky?
All right. Yeah, I'll just lay down and throw the chest open.
All right, I think what we'll do with this. Roll percentile.
Okay. 45.
All right. Now roll 9d100.
Oh, 9d100. I was so confused with how to roll 9d100s.
Slash 9d100.
371
All right,
or
so
all of
there's-
those numbers.
There's mixed treasure in there worth 371 gold pieces. Now roll percentile. You can roll percentile, Robert.
$15.
All right, nice. Now roll 1d100.
$22.
Roll a d8. Did you roll a d8? Do you want me to roll it? Can you hear me or no?
2.
2. All right. Now roll 5d20. Or I can do it. Just do this. Boom. All right. So you found 2 jasper stones worth 49 gold pieces each. This is all in the chest. You can just take the chest if you'd like.
Okay.
Or you can get Vignaal too.
Do we have... Doesn't seem like that much stuff, so we can just throw it in our own packs, right?
Or just grab it for now. There's a fire going on.
All right, Dirk.
Grab the chest.
It'll help to burn off my rage.
mm,
Okay,
Yeah. Why
so
don't you guys make
I would have to
checks?
hand Dirk my spear. I said carry this, and I grabbed the chest.
Yeah, make con checks.
oh. Success! Oh my gosh, I have such a low con of 7.
And I failed. Oh wait, hold on. Am I still raging? I can't remember.
I
'Cause
doubt it.
get...
If you're reaching down to grab a chest, you're not raging.
Okay, I was gonna say because I get +2 to con checks.
You take a 1 point of damage as you're breathing in this acidic smoke.
Makes sense. Dirk seems unaffected by the weird alchemical
Dirk's breathing it
smoke.
in like it's a crack hit.
Yeah.
Eyes glazing over. All right, what are you guys gonna do now?
I say, let's get out of here. What were you looking for? What?
What? What do you mean?
I'm sorry, I forgot to ask Vignaal. Why did you actually want to come here? We have slain the wizard.
That's always a success.
So you guys go outside.
Yeah, so I'll lead back out. Yeah.
The black smoke is billowing out, and even above that, you can see the flapping of wings. And as the wings get out a little ways, they kind of dissipate, and it's like a rain of vile goo. You can see that they look like flying eyes. Like there might have been an airy at the upper level as the tower starts to fall in on itself from the flames. Too bad.
It's a shame.
Too
We were
bad
not
for
able to
Rogie.
search it better. Yes, yeah, Rogie. That's right. We never saw Rogie.
He's probably in the larder.
He's in the cellar, yeah.
Oh,
All right, well, that's pretty much the adventure. I think we will roll. You guys missed a few nasties. Oh, here was this. I had this.
like isn't the Arthur a gibbering maw? I think is what it's called, right? From
Gibbering Mouther.
Yeah,
gibbering mouther.
Gibbering Mouther. That's what it was. The idea for this came from Bandit's Keep, man.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Was it just something on like on a web page, or was it like something published?
No, a video that he had done talking about what you could do with a Gibbering Mouther. This is my take on it. I didn't do it the same way. But a Gibbering Mouther in a Wizard's Keep, in a Wizard's Tower. It was different, but still pretty sweet.
Yep, that is cool.
All right, so I think it's 10:06. I don't want to get into anything else. So we'll just say that you guys sneak off with your chest to past the mercenaries and return to in the next day or so. return to Northgate. Once more in the bustling Argosan city of Northgate, carrying a heavy treasure. Are you guys just going to carry the chest into town, or?
I think once we get far enough away, Robert said, there's not a ton of stuff there. We could potentially just like split the stuff up and then ditch the actual physical chest.
Okay.
Right, so we're not carrying like the actual thing with us.
Right.
Sounds good to me. What? Let's move into the stars and wishes, man. What did you guys? You got any thoughts on the session?
I'm curious about those your aberrant horrors. So they would do things in a random fashion? Is that what you were rolling on?
Yep, that's exactly right.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, they actually seem to be more of a threat than Alatar was, but maybe that's Dirk was much more successful than I was in that regard. But
well, they were nasty for sure.
Yeah,
he was a third level wizard.
The spell that he did was primarily just a mobility based thing, which we consistently passed the test for. I think too is also was definitely a big help against his particular spell. And then the two fire bombs that I threw happened to be almost max damage both times, right? Because I mean it's a 1d6, like it could have been 2 damage and 2 damage or whatever, right?
He's just a wizard too. Most wizards aren't going to do well, but
that's what I kind of figured. That's why I was trying. That's why I did the spell first, because I was like, well, I'm going to knock him out of concentration. Although then I was like, oh, this spell does like no damage.
And then he failed his TDM, basically.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I thought it was cool. A very like it's funny you're saying like wizard duel, but it's not in the sense of well, it's a very like low magic wizard duel, right? One wizard did a thing and the other one just kind of threw shit at him because for one I didn't have spells, but it felt more kind of gritty. It was also interesting playing a magic user who is kind of acting like a thief, because distinctly realizing at the same time I'm not a thief. So if I get hit, I'm dead, or I don't really have like the actual ability to attack that like an actual thief, would have, as far as backstab or anything like that. So yeah, it's interesting. The character is fun, and it was a fun session overall.
Nice. Any negatives? Other than this cat?
Not particularly. I think there was a couple of times where we could have. I thought about it because I remembered we can do like the rescues. We didn't end up needing them that much. I thought about it whenever, but then you sundered the shield anyway, so it didn't actually matter.
Right.
So there was that. I think we probably could have done a few. There was a few more times where we could have done some. They don't call them feats in this game. They're called exploits, potentially, to kind of get some other advantages. That was my intent of why I was asking about the regions, because what I was going to do was grab those, throw them, and then throw another firebomb to like try to add to an explosion or something as like an exploit. So yeah, that was we probably didn't do as many of that as like could have, but I didn't think there was any those aren't really like negatives to the game or anything like that.
Yeah, that's you guys, right?
Yeah.
Right. I think Vignaal would just be happy to have gotten rid of Alatar and then left his tower and ruins, and the battle with my Varnari fellow was a good end to her and a success for me in battle. And then we've got a little bit of loot, so that's good that we've got some loot.
I was really hoping for a scroll or something in that chest because I was like, Wizard's Tower, more spells. Like that was what I was really like hoping for. But gold will suffice.
So all those
Alatar was
before
involved with nothing but black magic. You do not want to be involved in that.
Yes, I definitely don't dabble in any of those types of things. What'd you say, Hobbs?
I said those rolls were that. There was a possibility for that, but it just didn't happen.
Sure.
All the rolls are straight from. I mean, I made some of the stuff up, obviously, but all the rolls were mostly right from the LFG Deluxe book.
Yeah. And remind me how in the system, how do you regain luck again?
A long rest will give you 1 point of luck.
Okay.
And the long rest is normally like, it depends on like how much time has passed. Yeah. It's not necessarily, it's like days. It's not like 8 hours.
Yeah. Because that's the only thing that I remember from the last one. And I saw it here. It didn't come into as much of effect because our adventure was only over the course of one day, right? Like, I mean, one evening essentially was the session. But I was like, man, you end up burning so much luck so fast just for doing. I think it was only one time that I did something that burned my luck. Mostly it was things were saving throws against, like the tentacle thing, and then there was something before that or whatever that ended up passing all of them, but then it just burned your luck real fast.
Indeed, which is I kind of like that. I think I remember you complaining about that in the past.
I like the concept. I like the idea of it trailing down. I think before I thought that there needed to be a better way of like regaining it a little faster as some sort of way of leaning into it. I had suggested, I think, before those backgrounds, if you could explain why your background helped you on something, then you should get a luck point back instead of doing the advantage for your background helping. Just explaining why your background is related to a task that you're doing, then you get like a luck point back or something like that. Just something that you can be proactive about.
It sounds terrible like a story game. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it probably is.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You could absolutely do that. There's also like things you could do as a GM awarding luck points, and you could also like have things in the game affect people getting their luck. And I've seen that before. In some of the like adventure paths that Steve's done. So.
Well, because I had the madness, and then according to the thing, it just said it should proc, right, like once per session or whatever. I mean, there's potentially something of going, well, if you go out of your way to then play into it, then the GM could give you more luck back, right, as the like playing out of it or whatever. But I think that was I didn't think it was a problem. Just
I think that was one of the coolest things in the session is that you get that madness, the aberrant horrors appear, you slam the door. That was pretty cool. Yeah, that fits very well with that sort of, affliction. Yeah.
And I love that you happen to be enraged, so it was just like whatever. Like I'll just kill it anyway, right? Like that was a very cool like moment of just scrambling into heroism.
Right.
Which is pretty common. Yeah. I think that's a trope of sword and sorcery, to be honest.
Yeah.
I do really like. I know we have talked before about that Steve was inspired by Primeval Thule. I think that was, or Thule, however you want to say it, to create the system, but then he's also created his own setting, and I think his setting is really cool too. So Like it's got a really cool flavor to it. Just, I mean, it's simpler. It doesn't have as much stuff, and that makes it easier to grasp and get a hold of, I think, and get and understand. Because when you look at the setting book, like a big chunk of it is like it's a huge amount with just like adventure seeds, but the sort of background culture stuff is a much smaller part. So it's very easy to like digest that and have like a setting than some of the other stuff that has a lot more stuff to it. So I do like how that's kind of like
it's
an
just a few
easily
pages.
digestible setting.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I mean, the setting stuff is maybe 20 pages. I think that's probably about it.
Hmm.
The rest might be like more bestiary or, like you said, random encounters. Some of the stuff in the Midlands was ported into LFG Deluxe.
Right.
So some of the like little adventure hooks and random encounters and stuff like that were ported in. Um, bonds, stuff, just some stuff were already ported in. I think there is talk about maybe doing a second edition of this or like another print book of the Midlands. We'll see if that
Right.
happens. He took some time off to make a board game
Like a board game, right?
that
Yeah.
did not
Old
that did
Wizard.
not fund.
Oh, okay. I did.
Yeah.
I saw it. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
unfortunate.
It's the
I
only
think he
board
was-
game I've ever backed.
Yeah, I think he was shooting for like a certain threshold at a certain point and it didn't hit. And he was like, I'm gonna stop it at this point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He didn't. It didn't even finish. He just said that it wasn't going to make it, and so.
Yeah, I think ultimately he may have hit his minimum, but I think he wanted something that was probably going to do better than that, and
Makes sense
decided
to
to
me.
hold off.
Yeah. I did have a question real quick for Robert because this game started obviously as doing the solo stuff, and we had talked about it a little bit before. So just having another player and stuff like that, so it felt better this time than whenever you had done the just, I guess, duet style. I think is the
I think
kind of more common term
I do
now.
like the duet style. That very first session we did was really fun, but I do like having at least another player. It just adds more. Just at least one other person adds a little bit more to the dynamic.
Not so much weight, not so much burden on you as a player.
Yeah. I mean, there is that too.
Well, and you had to then react to someone else's decision, not just the GM's arbitration, right, of a situation to some extent.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I would say having a small group of 2 players is better than maybe just the one-on-one.
Mm-hmm. I will say I liked as far as for this system, because of what we've done, I have liked this game system with a smaller player count than I had whenever we played. There's one time where we played with, I think we had like 5, maybe 6 people for like 1 or 2 sessions with it, and I didn't enjoy it as much. As I did feel like it works a little bit cleaner, more actiony, and more focused with just a smaller player count.
Yeah, I don't think you.
When it's trying to feel more
3 or
sword
4
and
people.
sorcery.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, you're not used to the tropes of the genre are not usually like a big party.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Honestly, I like it with no more than 4 people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense. It gives you enough people to do rescue actions and stuff like that, but then not having to deal with kind of.
Because I mean, the characters do have a lot of things that they can do, and there's a lot of actions you can do even outside of your turn, and there's just like different things like that that I think make it a little more, I don't know, hefty, more shit going on or something.
Sure.
So you have a lot of experience running it at cons, and I assume a lot of times the people you run at cons have never played it before.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the typical reaction?
Mixed. Most people say they like it, but they wouldn't run it. I have
Okay.
heard occasional people say they feel like it's clunky. I mean, I'm working on a mini setting with some adventure locations in it, and we will hopefully release that before the end of the year. So, and I mean, you guys play tested part of it in
The jungles
the Lost
thing.
Lake, yeah,
Yeah.
the
Right.
the Sin Eater.
So are the
Mhm.
people that feel like it's clunky, or what are they coming from? Are they coming from?
Well, one of them was Lord Bernick, my nemesis,
Oh, right.
who felt it was kind of clunky, and so he's obviously coming from AD&D or DCC or something like that.
But that's funny because I mean it
AD&D is
incorporates a lot
super
of
clunky, and so does DCC, really.
right, and it incorporates DCC stuff, but it simplifies the DCC stuff.
I agree. I mean, to me, for playing it for 3 hours, I don't know if you would be able to tell. I think a lot of that clunkiness comes maybe from, oh, what's this reroll pool? What's this luck thing?
Yeah,
But
which
they
we
don't.
didn't use at all.
But
The
they don't.
rerolls.
Well, you already used your guys' reroll pool in the first session, basically
Oh,
sneaking up on the Nidician. Um, so I think in early those things feel like a lot of things to deal with, and part of it is that the character generation is a little top heavier compared to like a DCC or an AD&D game.
Right.
And I think that's maybe where it comes from, because you're looking at
Although
your sheet and there's like all this stuff and
yeah, and I do think that that's a key thing, because I think I had actually even commented that I felt it was slightly more clunky after we had played the longer multiple things, and not to an extent of there's games that are far more clunky that I would say than this by a big margin, but it is true, it simplifies some of the DCC things, but it adds a lot more things, right? Like there's just more like stuff just related. I mean, there's more stats, there's more, you have the skills, you have a lot of just more, there's just more. So then whenever you are going wider, even though the individual components I do think are simpler, right? Like you don't have the huge charts for the spell casting, but you get the feeling of the doom threshold, right? Like so you get the feeling of those things in a nice way, but then there's a lot more padding kind of around where I understand the point of feeling clunky. I do also think that does have to do with having bigger player count, because I'm pretty sure whenever I specifically talked about that, it was also because we were playing with a larger group, and it just felt the whole time like it was like, okay, can we just like it never fully felt like it really gelled and started like going, I guess, if that makes sense.
the sessions or the system wise for yourself.
The system for me,
Yeah.
because of I think because there was a lot more, it's just like everyone was deciding what they were doing, there's just a lot more things going on, you know what I mean, that the system didn't gel as well, in my opinion, as or move as quickly as even in this one, or I could see in smaller groups.
Yeah, I think there's stuff there, but there's something to be said about player game mastery, really. So,
Sure.
uh,
I would really like to play this using, it's gonna sound weird, like just a 3.5 like dungeons, because I think in a weird way it makes it like almost simplifies that feeling, but then would like you could run those like that, like the modules like a Sunken Citadel or something like that, just using this, and I think it would actually have a nice feel and like flow to the game, because it has a more dynamic system that feels very streamlined than like 3.5, but then you would have a more of the structure of the 3.5 like adventure dungeon, I guess. I just think that could be interesting.
I don't know. I mean, I have some of Citadel, but only through 5e. Because I didn't play 3.5. But um, I think that the system is streamlined. I definitely do think it's a streamlined system because it's nice. It actually has a lot of things codified that you end up making rulings on the spot in other systems, where this system actually has it codified, which is kind of nice. Because when you see other games codified, like think Adventure Conqueror King, it has proficiencies, so it has skills. They're not as simple as this. There are a bunch of different throws usually, and then it also has like maneuvers that you can do, but it's almost always like a saving throw versus like the simplicity of the exploits. Um, and like I think the DDM definitely is definitely simpler than DCC. So there's like a lot of things right there that have just been streamlined, and also it's more open because anybody can do a mighty deed, not just a fighter, and you can shift and use the systems that exist to do other things other than combat. So it's not all combat either. So, but I mean, I've been on so many podcasts and different shows talking about low fantasy gaming and why I love it. So I won't go into it. Is there anybody that has anything specific to this session that they want to comment on? Do you have one favorite moment, maybe? Elliot,
overall, I just liked I liked how things just happened. It's just sort of like the stuff started to happen, and then we just had to like make it work. And I know that started with my own actions, with like, okay, I'm just going to push through here, and I'm going to grab the guy. It didn't quite work, and then it was just like that it just continued from that point forward. It was just a continual like, we got to deal with this situation. This new situation just happened. Deal with this situation.
There's very sense of like, momentum that kept building forward. That I think was very cool. From the moment that the door opened, essentially, we were just like in go mode, and it was kind of cool. Like, I think whether we did it well is subjective.
We survived and we have loot. Yes.
Yeah, so. I think it was cool feeling of like the characters somehow like did know what they were doing, as far as just like move in, take out the guy. All right, you go check the thing. The person's coming down the stairs. Warn them, like, without really saying anything or stopping or talking. Like, we kind of were able to just keep flowing through. And then it did lead up to that moment of everything was going sort of fine, and then all of a sudden, madness, door slams, horror thing comes out of the egg, right? Like, and that really kind of threw a wrench, but we were still able to kind of get through it. But I think, the sense of momentum and stuff, which did feel very sword and sorcery, right? I mean, it felt like Conan going through the tower of the elephant. That kind of thing where like once it's go time, it's go. There is no real like, all right, now we need to take a dungeon turn to look around the room and stop, and then that's a 10-minute mark and check your torches, right? It's action focused,
right?
Which was fun.
Totally cool. All right, so I think I'm going to hit the music, and we'll end up this session right here.
It's a beautiful day in the game, a beautiful day for my gamers. Would you be one? Could you be one? Shout about thunder, but don't despair. This colony's breeding great robbers. Would you be one? Could you be one? If the 80% mortality rate works for you, for a few bucks a month you can sign up and have the hogs kill you. So let's make the most of another Sunday. Brew up some coffee and play it my way. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my gamers? Won't you please, please, won't you be my gamers?